Ladies, gentlemen, and friends, Bulavinaka, and a very good morning to you all. I have noted down the words by the ILO, by the chair of the board and WHO, and I do not wish to repeat what has been already said to save some time for us, especially on the government initiatives, which has been already mentioned by the ILO representative. In fact, I'm delighted to be part of this knowledge-sharing workshop on the hybrid vehicles, batteries, and scrap metals. This is in particular so given the environmental and OHS risks now found to be associated with these vehicles. Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather this week, our Honorable Prime Minister has led the way at the UN Climate Action Summit. Our Honorable Prime Minister has strongly stated among world leaders for commitment to climate change action, and in particular from the leading contributor nations to gas house emissions. That means that this workshop becomes even more important as we move forward towards discussions and actions on the increasing issues of post-use program on the hybrid vehicles, batteries, and scrap metals. I'm also delighted to note that the discussion on the National Action Plan for Occupational Health Services will be on tomorrow, and this, I believe, will map the way forward over the next 5 years. At this juncture, I would like to acknowledge the continued support of our international stakeholders, namely the ILO and WHO, whom we now have a very good working relationship. The latest instance of this partnership was the ILO 100 years of anniversary and the World OHS Day celebration held in April this year. Safe and healthy working conditions are fundamental to decent work. The issues surrounding hybrid vehicles may be an OHS risk to Fiji's workplaces and the general public, since it only entered Fiji's automobile market and roads in 2015. The influx in the number of hybrid vehicles in the past 4 years is enormous. And I note that our colleagues from the Border Control Department of the Fiji Customs and Revenue Services and the Land Transport Authority are also here to guide us on the current policies. I'm pleased to note that vehicle distributors, second-hand vehicle suppliers, battery manufacturers, and scrap metal dealers are also here. And I want to thank all of you, and we acknowledge your presence and participation. Ladies and gentlemen, the basic OHS issues associated with high-energy electricity on hybrid and electric vehicles have been identified as follows: electric shock, burns, arc flash, arc blast, fire, explosion, chemicals and gases and fumes. These contribute to the 4 basic risks associated with hybrid and electric vehicles, such as 1, electrical risks, that is the arc flash from damaged wiring that leads to arc blast that can cause electric shock and burns. You know, when we were discussing about this with some ordinary Fijians, they said to me, in fact, I was talking about the batteries, and he said that we used to light our house with these batteries. I said, I am aware, because I also know of my family members which used to do that, but we need to be careful. 2, fire risks. Potential ignition source includes electrical short circuits. 3, chemical risk occurs during charging. Leakages could cause explosion, burns, or blindness. And 4, electromagnetic risks. They are high fields developed from high voltage and current in hybrid and electric vehicles, which seems to be greatest when speeding or slowing down and is possible to interfere with small electronic device such as pacemakers. Ladies and gentlemen, in view of the above OHS risks, the key outcomes expected from this knowledge sharing workshop shall be around the following areas. 1, hybrid vehicle maintenance to be included in the curriculum of tertiary courses. 2, there has to be training to skill up of the mechanics and technicians that work with hybrid vehicles. 3, inspection and certification of the equipments used by the garages, including personal protective equipment to safety conduct maintenance on the hybrid vehicles by the relevant agencies. This also includes audits of safe work procedures. And lastly, the safe disposal of recycling of the hybrid vehicles, used batteries or body parts after the manufacturer's recommended useful life has lapsed. With the above, ladies and gentlemen, issues to be discussed between the stakeholders present here today, I'm confident that the cross-cutting issues between different agencies will be discussed and relevant policies are formulated. The second part of the workshop will discuss on the formulation of the draft Occupational Health Services Action Plan for Fiji, as mentioned by the Chair already. And I'm very hopeful. For the last few weeks and days, I have been working on this. I've been talking to my management, and I've been talking with other stakeholders as well. And there is a greater interest now to work towards this, provided we have this on board. So that's the challenge for this forum for two days, to come up with this formulation of the plan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a follow-up from the National OHS Advisory Board, as mentioned by the Chair earlier on, support and recognition of the working group as an advisory committee on areas relating to Fiji's national occupational health profile and other technical areas as the board decides. With Fiji's national OHS profile launched in 2017, as mentioned earlier on, it has now provided a snapshot to the rest of the world on the occupational safety and occupational health services, together with the opportunities to overcome our challenges as a developing nation. This year, Fiji is in process to ratify Protocol 155 to the ILO Convention 155 on occupational health and safety. I'm glad to note that part of the key objective of the Occupational Health Service Plan is to ratify ILO Convention 161 on occupational health services as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I acknowledge the important role of the tripartite partners, together with the ILO and WHO, and the industry stakeholders for supporting this initiative that promotes dialogue on matters that will improve safety and promote healthy workplace in Fiji. For the workshop participants, I sincerely hope that you will take the opportunity to share or download all the knowledge and skills you have on the subject, so that we can formulate sound policies to address these risks on hybrid vehicle batteries. With these few words, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Fijian government and the ministry, I wish you all the very best for the 2 days of knowledge sharing. I know that this workshop will produce forward-looking sharing and learning experience with positive outcomes for Fiji and its environment. I now have much pleasure in opening this workshop. Thank you, and Vinaka.